Is clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So any devotees who have joined for the first day today, before we begin our class, I'll give you just a summary of that otherwise once we begin. Any devotees, Mataji or Prabhuji have joined today? And can somebody help me in putting in the text box? Because there are some devotees who have joined, only videos are there. So if, yeah, everyone is there, audio is there. So devotees, just a small request, if you see somebody, maybe I won't be able to check the chat box or the participant list always. So if somebody has joined without audio, you can ping him or her and ask them to join the top left hand bottom corner. There will be a option known as click with the audio, whether it's been on laptop or phone. Yeah. Okay, thank you everyone. So Hare Krishna, I welcome you to this course of Gita Gyan, Essence of Bhagavad Gita by ISKCON Seshadripuram, Bangalore. And I'm hoping that everyone is doing very well. And last 2 days, there was no class was there, but I saw some devotees also have joined on Saturday for complete recitation of the Bhagavad Gita. So thank you devotees who have joined. And yesterday, who all have joined special classes on how to overcome the challenges? Somebody joined from this group on Friday also? Okay, Yashika Mataji says yes, she has joined.
Yes, Prabhuji, when I joined Ashwini Mataji.
Okay, Ashwani Mataji. Yeah, thank you. I see. Yeah, 3 devotees have joined. And how many have joined for recitation of Bhagavad Gita? Dhamati Mataji. Yes, Dhamati Mataji. I saw you, Yashika Mataji. So how was it? Okay.
It was amazing, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so in 3 hours, completely all the devotees have completely recited the Bhagavad Gita. It's Jai, wonderful. All
Prabhuji, I was there up till chapter 19 in the half, but then I had to leave because I had another webinar.
okay, no issues, Mataji. So you joined, and I guess I had been to Temple Prabhuji. Yeah, there was a program in the temple also, ISKCON Seshadripuram, who people was not able to join online. For them, it was arranged offline. Usually, we have those programs offline only. The whole 18 chapters will be reciting every year in the temple. But since devotees are joining online also, so we started. Okay, let's begin our classes without any delay. So we'll start with our prayers. So I'll request everyone, I'll be repeating one line. You can repeat it after me, because it's a saying, once we start any classes, we start with the prayers to invoke the mercy of Lord Krishna, so that we are able to understand the message of Bhagavad Gita. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnana Jana Shalakaya
Om Jnana-triminandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya
Chakshurumilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurve Nama.
Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale
Namo Om
Namah
Krishna.
Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamine.
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desha Tarine.
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashati Gaura Bhaktavinda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri
Radhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavinda
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिनिते नामिने नमाचार्य पदायनिताय कृपापदायिनी गौरकथा दामोदयने करग्रामतारिणे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंते गिरिं यत्कृपातहं अहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम्. Hare Krishna. So once again, welcome. So this program is dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So, you know, Srila Prabhupada was one of the most compassionate soul on the planet of the earth. So during his late 70s, when his body was completely ill, he was not able to wake up also. He was so compassionate. We might have seen in our house also, there might be our parents or our grandparents who is not well. So when our body is not well, or we are having any disease or fever, sometimes we are not able to get up also from the bed. So one time what happened after the night walking, when Srila Prabhupada used to walk a bit, because doctor have prescribed you need to walk. So when midnight, when everyone was sleeping, so just one devotee was there. He was sleeping just below the bed of Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada was so weak that he couldn't wake up also from the bed. And he went to the washroom at that time. He didn't wake up those devotees who was serving him as he was sleeping. And then when he came from washroom, those all devotees, because of the noise of that washroom, they woke up and he said, Srila Prabhupada, why didn't you woke up? Srila Prabhupada said, from morning onwards, you are so busy in doing book distribution, you're doing so many seva in the temple and on, I didn't want it to disturb. So this shows compassionate, this shows the nature of Srila Prabhupada. He didn't wanted to take service actually. He always wanted to do service. So that's that. Srila Prabhupada, the most compassionate soul on this earth. And we'll proceed. We were also inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, who is the GBC Commissioner member and the spiritual master. Because of him, we are having this online classes also. So we'll start with Gita Mahatmya. Who wants to read it? Okay, devotees, they can unmute yourself, or you can raise your hands. We'll take, there are a lot of slokas are also there, which we need to be recited today. Who wants to? Okay, Yashika Mataji have raised her hand. Yes, Mataji, you can read it.
सर्वोपनिषदो गवो दोग्धा गोपाला नंदना पार्थो वत्सा सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धम गीतामृतम महत. All the Upanishads are like a cow, and the milker of the cow is Lord Sri Krishna, the son of Nand. Arjun is the calf, the beautiful nectar of the Gita is the milk, and the fortunate devotees of fine theistic intellect are the drinkers and the enjoyers of that milk.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Yashika Mataji. So I see there are 34 participants are right now present here in the Zoom. So it's saying you all are very, whoever is listening this is known as the best of people. Why is there? We'll be saying in this sloka, Gita Mahatma it is saying. So it is saying usually the cow eat the grass, and from eating those grass, the cow produce those milk. So he's saying actually, the Vedic scripture is nothing but a cow. So he's saying all the Upanishad, all the Vedic scriptures are like a cow. And the milker of the cow is Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna here is telling us the Bhagavad Gita. And it's saying further also, the Vedic scriptures is known as the cow, and the essence of all. See, we should understand here how Srila Prabhupada, and he used to explain this Gita Mahatmya also. This cow is known as Vedic scriptures. And what Krishna is doing? Krishna is here milking the cow. So what milking the cow and what the cow gives is nothing but a milk. So Bhagavad Gita is nothing but the essence of all the scriptures. So if the cow is the Upanishad and all the Vedic scriptures, so Bhagavad Gita is the sanction form on the essence of all the scriptures. And who is Arjuna? If you see, Arjuna here is sitting here, he is nothing but a calf. And this milk, when it's been there, it's been distributed not only to the calf, but the drinkers are the enjoyers of this milk also. So here it is saying all the Upanishad are like a cow. The milk is for Arjuna, not only for him, but all the fortunate devotees, just like then cow gives the milk not only for the calf, but others also take it. So that's the reason it's saying all the fortunate devotees are fine theistic intellect. So it's saying theistic means the complete dependence. So you have all complete faith on Lord Krishna. That's why you are here, and you are the drinkers and the enjoyer of this milk. So you are all enjoying this Bhagavad Gita recitation and reading. So we'll proceed further. So today is Dhyāna-yoga. So somebody have joined today for the first day. Can somebody tell me? It will be easy for me to summarize. Otherwise, I won't summarize in a long way. Otherwise, I'll just summarize quickly and then move to further. So till last Friday, we have discussed the 5th chapter. So I'll just quickly summarize. So chapter 1 was known as, okay, somebody have pinged. Okay, Sri Lakshmi Mataji. You have joined for the first time. Okay, Mataji, no issues. So we have covered 5 chapters till now, Mataji. And today is the 6th chapter. And this Bhagavad Gita is been divided into 3 parts. How 3 parts Krishna have been divided? So first 6th chapter is known as Karma Yoga. The 6th to 12th, 7 to 12 chapter is known as Bhakti Yoga. 12th to 8th chapter is known as Dhyāna-yoga. So we are in the last chapter of Karma Yoga section. So first chapter was observing the armies of the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So Arjuna came, when Arjuna came there, what happened? Arjuna told, I don't want to fight. He gave 5 reasons. I'm not jumping down. You can refer it into the group. He gave the 5 reasons. And then he said, I don't want to fight. And slowly Krishna, then the second chapter started, and the second chapter is known as the contents of Gita summarized. In the first chapter, there were 46 shlokas. In the second chapter, it was 72 shlokas. So in the second shloka, Lord Krishna started with the reason that you are not this body, but you are the soul. He started with the Sankhya Yoga. And once he started with this one, he started giving these reasons. And then in the third chapter, Krishna talks about Karma Yoga. He gave the reason that soul never dies, the body dies, because Arjuna said he didn't wanted to fight. So in the Karma Yoga, Krishna said working is better than renunciation. So Karma Yoga comprises of 43 chapters. And then in chapter 4, Krishna said transcendental knowledge. So this Bhagavad Gita, he gave the history of Bhagavad Gita and why the Lord descended on this material. So we discuss those things. And this chapter comprises of 42 chapter. And last Friday, we discussed about chapter 5, which is also known as Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. So we touch upon what is karma, how many types of karmas are there, karma, vikarma. So we discussed 3 types of karmas are there, and how material human beings, because of their senses, because of the attractions of their senses, they get entangled there. And we also discuss what is the peace formula, what is the universal peace formula through which people can be happy. So this is in chapter 6. If you see, Krishna here, it's talking about Dhyāna yoga. So this is the connection from the previous chapter to this is there. So Krishna, last sloka, he tells what is the universal peace formula Krishna gave. And not only work in devotion, the same result can also be obtained by Ashtanga yoga also. So you remember in the starting of the 5th chapter, Arjuna asks which one is more beneficial. Can somebody say what was those 2 questions? Let me see who remembers. Okay. Any option, any guesses?
It was Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It was working with devotion is better than renunciation.
Yes, Thank you, Mataji. So in the third chapter and the fifth chapter, Arjuna asked this question, which is better? Work is better or renunciation is better? Krishna told, yes, work is better than renunciation. In the fifth chapter, Arjuna said, working in devotion is more better than renunciation, because a lot of people do renunciation and they go back and they don't do any activities. Why is there? Krishna is telling, because Arjuna was saying, I'll go to the forest and will be sitting there. I won't be killing anybody, and that's how I won't be getting any sinful reaction. So Krishna says in karma yoga, whether you do any activities, you'll be getting good karma or bad karma. But once you do in a Krishna consciousness way, you won't be getting anyway. So let's say there, and let's see how Krishna is like a wonderful father and who gives all the option. He has given karma yoga, dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, but one thing out of there is that ashtanga yoga, you must control your mind. So Arjuna was saying, okay, if I go to forest and meditate on you, I can reach also here. So Krishna was saying, why karma yoga in means karma yoga in devotion, karma yoga in Krishna consciousness is better than practicing this dhyana yoga. Is there Uday Prabhuji? I have already sent recording of the classes in the group. You can check it there, Prabhu. Okay. So let's see why Krishna is coming to this Dhyana yoga here. Krishna was talking about karma yoga because one question he said, that's the reason he is coming again one step down. Let's see who wants to uh, read this sloka. Let me see. Somebody have raised their hand. Okay. Komal Mataji, you can read it. Sunita Mataji, you can read it next sloka, Mataji.
बन्धुर आत्मत्मानस्तस्य येनत्मैवत्मानजितः अनत्मानस्तु शत्रुत्वे वर्तेतमैव शत्रुत्वात्. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for reading. So here it is saying how, if you see here, there is in this sloka twice Atmanas is referred. So Atma word usually has been repeated here. None of the translation has this word soul actually in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Sanskrit is a wonderful language depending on the context in the whole Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes it's been used as a soul also, sometimes it's been used as a body also. It's the meaning changes. So here Krishna is telling, in order to do a dhyan, this chapter name is Dhyana Yoga. So Krishna is exploding a bomb here. So Krishna is saying, for whom who has conquered his mind, the mind is the best friend, and for who is not able to do, the mind will remain the greatest enemy. So Krishna, why it is saying? So we are seeing this picture. Who is able to conquer the mind, they are always in peace and always in happy. And those people who is not able to conquer their mind, we see a lot of anxiety that's happened. So suicide is a major cause of the death. We have some high profile suicide cases also in the last 3 years. When the corona started, you might have seen a lot of heroes, a lot of heroines, or a lot of celebrities have went through this one because they were not able to um, go through anxiety, or whenever there's salary have reduced. So we have seen a lot of things. It becomes good. So mind becomes a enemy. So it's a saying, Jo Jita is a saying, those who have able to have conquered their mind. So mind is their best friend. And if you're not able to conquer your mind, it's saying it's the best enemy here. So here in this Atma is referred to here mind actually. So same person is there. So if you're saying the same person is there before the pandemic also, or after the pandemic also, the same person needs to have a dual role. So same person is having a role of sometimes wife, sometimes have a mother, sometime of a householder, sometimes if you see she's also working in this office also. So like that also Atma, here it is there, it's been repeating 4 times here. If you see two in here, one time Atmana. So here it has been repeating 4 times. So here it's mentioned as a mind here. So how to understand, because mind is been getting, I'll give you one example also. You'll be able to understand, and that's how the saintly people in the olden days, they used to work like this. So what you see in this screen?
Genie.
Yes, correct. So this is a story about a genie and a boy. So what happened one time, you might have seen Aladdin and Genie. So just as for a story format, just to explain you, and this is not fair. I have not seen Aladdin or Genie, and just to explain you, I have taken the slides of Aladdin and Genie. So what happened this one time, a boy was there. He found a genie in the forest there, and when he rubbed, so what happened? The genie will come out, and what's the work? As suggested, genie will say "Hukum mere aaka" or whatever will be saying. So what this boy used to do, he used to give some work. Okay, you go there, and then, so what happens after completing this work, this genie again used to come back to this boy and give me, say, no, you need to give me some work. And then genie told, you have to give me some works, otherwise what will be there? I will eat you up, this genie said. So this boy said, he was thinking, okay, if it is that's the same, whatever work I'm doing, he's able to complete so nicely and very quickly, and then again he's coming back. What to do? Then what he did, this boy, he went to that forest and told, you see this bamboo here? He said, yes, I see a bamboo here. So what you need to do is you need to climb, stand here on this bamboo, climb on top of the bamboo, shoot, and then again come back. And this boy told, you need to repeat this exercise until unless I call you. So this genie, what he did, he used to climb again up and again come. So genie continued doing that. So similarly, we also have to use our mind continuously, else what will happen? It will become a genie ready to devour us itself. So sometimes we might have seen, this is a wonderful way of stating why we have to control the mind actually. So it's a saying, the moral of the story is like, genie, you have to keep your mind always engaged, otherwise what will happen? The idle mind is a devil's workshop. We don't know how to engage the mind, and that's how you will be one. So Krishna has given us how to practice yoga. He will be further setting, but here if you understand, I'll give you some more examples. So sometimes in our mouth ulcer will be happening. Doctors will be telling, don't touch it from your tongue to ulcer, but what you will be saying is that your tongue will be always be going to that ulcer, and it will be like searching. Or sometimes in our teeth, sometimes tiny some food has been spotted there, so we'll keep on removing there. So that means we'll keep on, our tongue will keep on going to these places, and whether it's ulcer or whether something is stuck. So it's a saying, in our life also, everything is there. If you say some very rich people are there, or say by God grace, you have these three things: roti kapra makan, so food, shelter, and life is there. But suppose your neighbors have something, bought a car or something or anything, take anything. So one thing is in your life is missing. So what will happen for that one thing which is not there? Your mind will be keep on thinking, and that's the reason you will be getting distressed. You'll think, oh God has not given to me this, I want to get this one. So,
Yes, we keep striving for something or the other thing. We don't stop. Our mind doesn't stop.
yes, Mataji. So that's what Krishna here is also saying. So he's just saying we need to feed the mind with the mantra. And we have talked over the last 5 days, we have talked. You might have feel this experience also when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That's the only medicine which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have says is to control the mind. Because
Prabhuji, sorry for interruption. Whatever you're sending the links, it is not able to click on, it is not coming on blue, it is coming on white. So we cannot take that into and search. So please copy that, whatever the link and send. So because you're just sharing, no, it's coming in white. We cannot put there our thing.
sorry, Mataji, which topic you're saying or which link you're talking about?
Every link in the this thing. Every link is in the form of white color. So whatever the link in the white color, we don't access to get it on.
Mataji, there is two ways. Other devotees also can confirm. You're able to see.
Mataji, you do one thing. The number from which this message had came, na, you save that number, then your link will get activated.
Okay, understood. Mataji, you might be there. There are two options in the WhatsApp is there. Like until unless you don't save the number individually, if somebody sends, you won't be able to receive. But in the group, there is an option. Even if you don't send the number, you will be able to send a link. But there is an option in the group, like if you're saying that whether
If
like
that link is not getting activated, the number from which you have received that link, you save that number.
yes, Mataji, that will only suffice when somebody one person is
Only
saying.
one person is sending means we can say one person. So another person is also sending. No, the way
So in
out
the group,
activated.
Mataji, that's a WhatsApp setting, not from us. If you want, I can send you individually. Also, you can save my number, whatever link you're required. But there is a setting in the WhatsApp is there for the group. In the group is there, and if you see, what will you need to remove those settings that anybody can add you on the group also. Then you will be able to access this link also. Because in the setting, if somebody have given that nobody can add me in the group, then you won't be able to get this link, Mataji. That's the demerit.
Okay,
Okay.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Don't give her instruction.
So, okay, no issues, Mataji. Okay, back to Ginny, as what I was saying. Yeah. So we need to control the mind and we need to feed this mind with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, with the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have said. You might have also seen when we are chanting for the 21 time, it's a saying mind is the fastest, what we say, thing which travels. In the sciences, we might have heard in the schools that light and the sound is the fastest which travels. But no, we are still here, but your mind will be traveling. Either it might, if you haven't completed your office work, it will be traveling to, okay, I need to complete my office work, or some work or something is which is pending also, it will there. So what happens when we do practice slowly and slowly, our mind can be in bit control. So saying those who are in Maya Das, Krishna says those who are not serving me, it's known as Maya Das, they're always Udas. Udas means they are sad. And those who are Krishna Das, they are always Bindas. They're always happy. How we'll say? Krishna will say further also, we'll see that. So it's very difficult. That's the reason he's saying those who are able to control the mind is the best friend, and those who are not able to do, mind remains the greatest enemy also. So we'll see further what 6.1 and 2 says. So I guess who raised that hand? So Sunita Mataji, last time you raised the hand. Can you want to read, Mataji? Dhamati Mataji, you can read the next slide. Sunita Mataji, is it possible? Okay. Dhamati Mataji, you wanted to read? Please go ahead, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sukau dese pratisthapya stiram asanam atmanaha natyu uchritam nati nicham sailajina kushotaram tatarai kargam mana kritva yata chitendriya kriyaha upas upavisyasene asane yunjyad yogam atma vishuddhaye. To practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusa grass on the ground and then cover it with deer skin and a soft cloth.
Yes.
The seat should neither be too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling his mind, senses, and activities and fixing the mind on one point.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Dhamati Mataji, for reading. So here, Krishna is saying how somebody can meditate. So he's saying in the older days, in the Satya Yuga, when people used to live for 1 lakh years, so this was the form of the meditation which they used to do. So what they used to do is there, Krishna is saying, you need to go to a secluded place which is empty. Generally, it's Himalaya or forest is there, which is there. Usually, lot of inhabitants won't be there. So he's saying, what you need to do once you have reached to the secluded place, you need to lay a kusha grass. So kusha grass is a form of grass which is grown in the forest. So that the mat they will make and that. So what after that is saying, so this kusha grass, you need to cover it with deer skin. So somebody knows why deer skin in the olden days it was used? Any guess?
And Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I think that insects will bite him, so he's putting that thing in down.
Yes, correct, Mataji. So this deer skins was acting as a repellent. So what used to happen? No reptiles will come over. So suppose you want to meditate there, and then you are closing your eyes, and you are in the deep forest, and suddenly a sound is coming, or tiger or whatever reptile is coming. So this reptile, small ones or ants one, they will be going, and then they will jump and they will bite you also. So in this, is saying this is the deer skin. They won't be coming. Any snakes or something will be there. It's acts as a repellent.
Reptile. Sorry, Prabhuji. Reptiles will not come, but if a lion or tiger wants to come, they can surely come.
Yeah, Mataji, that is there. I'm saying about the small habitants, reptiles. I say those people will be coming. We won't be able to know. So that's a risk also is there. So I'm saying why there is to have this deer skin is there, because the small which is walking away now on this ground. So that small tiny things is snake, because snake when they walk also you won't be having any sound also. So they can. So that's that mentioned in the Shastras. So it's a saying, and then Krishna further is saying the seat, once you have sat down on that thing. So here, if you see this here, how boy is doing this here. So he's saying the seat shouldn't be a high, and either it shouldn't be a low also. And it is also known this place should be, Krishna is saying it should be a known as a sacred place. Why it is there? We might have seen the toilet water which is there. We don't use it everywhere for cooking purpose. That for cooking purpose we use the water which is there in your kitchen, or which is there a filter or something is there. We don't take water which is there in the toilet. So that's the reason they're saying sacred places. So that's what Krishna is saying. And can somebody tell which is the who is he? Who is this boy here?
Dhruv Maharaj.
Who have said yes, Komal Mataji. That's a Dhruv Maharaj. I'll be telling you one story about Dhruv Maharaj maybe after this class, and then we'll come back to this slide. So Christians, to practice yoga, one should be going the secluded place, lay kusha grass on the ground, cover it with deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should be neither high and too low, and should be seated in a sacred place. The yogi, and then Krishna says, so one, these are the prerequisites. So once this prerequisite has been made, done, then the yogi should sit down on firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart, controlling this mind. We talk about the senses, 5 senses and activities, and then the mind can be put on one point. We see what further Krishna is saying. Who wants to read this sloka 6.13? So every sloka is in interrelated. You'll be saying why Krishna is telling like this. Okay, who wants to read it? Then Pal Prabhu will give a chance. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Samamaya Sirogrivam Drayan Achalam Stiraha Samprekshya Nasigraham Swam Disas Chanabola Kayan Prasantatma Vigatabir Brahmachari Vrite Sitaha Mana Samyama Chitto Yukta Asita Mat Paraha. One should hold one's body, neck, and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for reading. So we are seeing this one yogi is meditating in this jungle. So Krishna here is saying you should be totally erect. Sometimes we are sitting on the chair, or how we sit, and then we again will be standing up. So we see we are not able to sit for 5 minutes or 10 minutes completely erect on the chair also. What to do meditation, of how to do meditates. So how much of this is easy to do from the time to time? So I have said I am moving on. It becomes very difficult to concentrate. Some could do like Dhruva Maharaj. But these days, it's very difficult. Sometimes it's we say Krishna is saying this is known as Ashtani Yoga. So this body will be there in the 7 chakras are there, which will be aligned there. Let me mute. Okay. Yeah. So he's saying the things should be there in this alignment with this. So what is saying Krishna is saying this head, this body, this neck, this should be erected way. It should be in a straight line. And what he's saying, the person should be staring on the tip of the nose. So Krishna is saying it should be having in this tip of the nose will be there. And we say that the eyes should be seeing this tip of the nose. So that's the position is there which Krishna is saying. And the eye should be half sleep. and not full closely sleep, because if we close our eyes, then we'll fall again sleep. So Krishna is saying this is like a body posture should be there. And then Krishna further is saying you should be unagitated. Like sometimes you shouldn't be thinking in the mind, your something will be there. You should be devoid of completely free for sex life, and then you should be meditating upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal. Krishna is telling to Arjuna here. So meditate upon the Lord. So he says here, if you see, mana samaya mat chitto mat praha. So he says, ultimately you should be making me. So sorry to say, but this one, when we nowadays, if you see yoga, how it's been practiced, we'll take one mat and jazz music, jazz or Bollywood music will be put down, and then what happens, as soon as been put down, we'll feel like we need to dance actually. And then how we can do yoga on that, and then we need to concentrate on the Lord. So dhyan yoga, if you see, dhyan we need to do on that Vishnu. So he's saying that's that within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of the life. So there might be a question everyone will be having. So in this two shloka, we have seen how difficult is how to practice this yoga, whatever it's mentioned. It was practiced in Satya Yoga, and how in this Kali Yuga we can practice our mind, because mind is filled for so many things. And for us also, Arjuna is asking question. Okay, who wants to read it? Yes, Raja Gopalan Prabhu.
अर्जुन उवाच यो यं योगस्तव्य प्रोक्तः सम्येन मधुसूदन यत्सवश्यं न पश्यामि कञ्चलवत् स्थितं
Chanchalatvat.
चञ्चलवत् स्थितं स्थिरम्. Arjuna said, O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady.
Thank you, Prabhu, for reading. So here, Arjuna is saying, sir, this is not possible. So Arjuna told Krishna, Lord Krishna, O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have just summarized before, I was thinking to run away to this forest and do this yoga and meditate on it and to reach one. He's saying it's very impractical. So everyone, whoever is there in the Zoom call, you might also be thinking, whatever the Krishna is showing to reach me, is it possible? It's saying it's very unbearable. If you are sitting erect also for 5 or 10 minutes, our back again starts paining. And the most important thing is saying, Arjuna is saying, our mind is most restless and unsteady. It's chanchal. So he's saying mind is more chanchal and is sthitam sthiram. So he's saying it's not possible. It's very impractical, Krishna, whatever you're saying, because this Dhyāna yoga which you are talking about, it involves sitting in a secluded place, and then we need to meditate. And my meditation means we need to control things according to our mind, and our mind is very unsteady. He's saying. And we should understand Arjuna is not asking this question because his mind was chanchala. We have seen how Arjuna was Dhanurdhari and he was able to do everything. He's asking this question on behalf of us. When Arjuna and the Pandavas went for exile, Arjuna was a yogi actually, you should understand. When they were going for 13 years of exile, so 12 years he have only done tapasya to get these weapons. So Lord Krishna told all the Pandavas, this 12 years which you have got, you need to be doing something, because in the future you will be using this weapon. So they instructed us. So all these Pandavas, they went. So Arjuna also, he went to this Swarga and all. He have captured so many. He have done lot of austerities and he have done lot of meditation to get all those weapons also. So he is saying it's this person who have this mind control within him. Then Arjuna is saying it's very like mind is restless and says, so think about us, what will happen, will be able to control. And here the important thing is there, Arjuna is saying Krishna, O Madhusudana. So we have seen in this entire Bhagavad Gita, you might have seen Arjuna is saying and to a Lord Krishna with lot of names. So here Madhusudana is known as because he have the Madhu demon. So Arjuna here it is saying, as he have killed this Madhu demons, so Krishna, please kill my doubts which is arising in my mind, like how you have killed us Madhusudana also. And sometimes Arjuna have also said to Krishna, oh Janardhana also. And Janardhana means the protected of all these living beings. Let's see what Krishna replies to Arjuna. Okay, who wants to read it? Who haven't read till now? Okay, I'll pick somebody then. Okay, somebody have raised a hand. Pallavi Mataji, have you read any shloka till now? If you're not, then you can read.
Hare Krishna. No, Prabhuji, I didn't read.
Okay, you can read it, Mataji. Nitya Mataji and Ashwani Mataji, you can read those next shloka after this. Please continue raising your hand only. I'll
Hare
get to know.
Krishna.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Asmayasam Mahabaho Mano Durnigaram Kalam Abhyasina tu Kaunteya Vairanya ka Vairagyena ka grahate. Translation: Lord Sri Krishna said, O mighty the son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for reading. So here we are saying, Krishna is saying, yes, whatever you have said, it's very correct. So he's saying it's undoubtedly very difficult to do it, to control the mind. But he's saying because the mind is known as restless. If you're feeding a positive energy in your mind will be saying you'll be able to do it. And if you're not feeding your positive energy, what will happen? It's a saying you'll be not able to. So there is three kind of miseries which a people goes through. One is through adhyatmika. Adhyatmika means problems human beings goes through his self body and his mind. So we might be seeing the body from outer body, people is very fit and fine, but his mind was so much of perplexed. So in mind he was having so many difficulties, and the next day we heard the news that that person is gone. So he doesn't talk about the mental health, we always talk about this physical health. So Krishna here is further is saying, it's yes, it is difficult to control this restless mind, but it is possible. Krishna is giving here the solution. Mind can be controlled. So what is this? He's given two answers, is by suitable practice and through detachment. So he's saying practice, practice, practice. If you do this, you can achieve those things. He's saying it's difficult, but yes, it's not impossible, boss. It is possible. It's possible through practice, practice, and practice. And the second is saying through detachments. I'll give you one example how Krishna is saying it's difficult but not impossible. I guess a lot of Matajis are there in this call, and maybe they might be married also. They will be able to relate this question answer example also. So what happens, you might be saying the girl, when the girl's she is very attached to her parents. When she gets married, she cries, and she tells mom, I won't be able to live in my newly house or my husband or whatever is there. And she keeps on like crying and say, no, I don't want to go. And once she gets married and she is gone to a new house, and as the time happens, I won't be saying she will forget her parents, but whatever crying was there, she started feel happy. So the things which was making her sad, it will be there, then she will be happy in her new house, and that's how the life goes on. And to for the Prabhujis who are there on the call, maybe you can able to relate with this example. So when we were there in this childhood, your father or your or who family members were there, so they might have given you a cycle, and we have seen, so we are so much attached to the cycle, we won't be able to touch letting anybody touch the cycle. We'll be only riding, and then we'll be only letting touch whoever is your best friend or something like that. And what happens, our parents will be thinking, oh, how much is attached to this cycle. And what will happen, as we grow old, then again you will be buying a bike with your money or with your father money, whatever is there. And then what happened, we'll be taking care of this bike also very much. And then what happens, then after few times we'll buy a car or whatever is there. So what we are seeing in this material world, we are attached to one thing, and suddenly whatever is very new, And then another things if we get, and again we are attached to this thing. So how much attachment we are having in this material world? We can take an example of our new phone also. When we buy a new phone, we always take care. Oh, this phone is very nice, let me take care of the phone. As the phone goes old, we throw those phone somewhere else. That's how it's there, no? So he's saying by the suitable practice and detachment. This Krishna is talking about how we can practice and how we can detach. So until and unless we doesn't have a higher taste, it's very difficult to detach from those habits, whatever bad habits we are having, or whatever it's troubling you in your mind. So Krishna is saying when you start mantra, we'll be able. So he's saying how much is that we are attached to Krishna. So that much we will attach loose from this material world. So Krishna is saying, and then you will be able to control the mind. So we is Krishna is saying we don't get detached, but we get attached to supreme personality of Godhead, then automatically this detachment will be coming. So Arjuna, what happens, we'll go to the next slide. So it's saying it will be coming through abhyas and detachment, practice and detachment. So what happens, so before this 6.4 sloka is there, you might have seen we are jumping slokas because it's not possible to cover all slokas, but I'm trying to give you a synopsis. So in this slokas, Arjuna is asking one question. Before this, Arjuna asked one question. Okay, Krishna, your whatever process you are telling. So suppose what happens in after sometimes I practice this whatever process you are telling or whatever dhyana yoga you are telling, though our mind is very restless and you're seeing by practice you are able to do, or what will happen, you'll be doing. So he is saying, what happens, Krishna, if after sometimes if I am unsuccessful, I'm not successful in this life, what will happen? We might have seen there is a known as a raven cloud. Raven cloud are those the small clouds which are there upward. So it's between the two big clouds. So these raven clouds are those clouds which actually take those rains to the town. So it's saying what happens, this small cloud, I'll also disappear into this big clouds. I will be unsuccessful if I quit in between, or what will happen if I do? So there Krishna answers this question. Okay, who wants it to read? Ashwani Mataji, you can read it. Ashwani Mataji, is it possible to unmute yourself and read it, please?
Yeah, Prabhuji. Thank
Yeah,
you. Prayupaya punya karm katram lokna utsive savati saman sunikma Srimad Gita Yoga Bharaso
Abhijayate.
Vijayate. The successful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planet of the poised life, entitles is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of a rich aristocrat. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So here Krishna is talking about if you do a bhakti. So suppose I do for some years. Krishna, Arjuna asked this question. If I do for some years, then what will be my state? If I am unsuccessful a yogi, just like as a raven cloud. So this is for any yogis, if you say, whether you're a Ashtanga yogis or whether you're a bhakti yogis. So less year unsuccessful, so Krishna is saying, these unsuccessful yogis, whoever have practiced something, who have meditated on me, so those are known as unsuccessful yogis. So in this life, if they are not able to achieve, here he's saying, Krishna further is saying, after many years of enjoyment on the planet of pious living entities. So that means Krishna further is saying, you will be going to Swarga. In the Papa Srila Prabhupada has mentioned, these people will go to Swarga, and there are not Swarga only, there are also, maybe in the further class I'll show you, we are here. If you see, suppose if this is a circle, the middle here, the middle portion is here, is the Bhuloka, or the earthly planet. The above is there 7 planets are there, 6 planets are there, down is also 7 planets are there, which has made there a total 14 planets, earthly planets are there in this one material world which we are living. So Krishna is saying you will go to this planets where you will there are other pious living entities are also there. You will go there and you will enjoy there. Once your enjoyment because of your pious karma has been finished, then Krishna is saying you will be born in a big family. You'll be born in a family which is righteous people, or into a family which is a very rich aristocracy. So sometime according to Garud Puran also, maybe if time permits, I'll be saying in the further classes, Krishna is saying, because see, people in this material world is fighting for one things, food, shelter, and clothes. So lot of people is there when we go and distribute Bhagavad Gita say, Are Prabhuji, time kahan hai? We don't have any time to read all these things. I need to go early in the morning, earn money for my parents, and money for my wife, for my kids, and then I need to do this. So people like this, we see from birth to death, they do these activities and we don't ask this question. So Krishna here it is saying, again you will be born. So if Krishna is saying, again human birth you will be taking if you do a bhakti. So that is guarantee. So Krishna here it is saying, so if you do, guarantee is there. Human birth is guaranteed. So what we can understand is there, if you try, we might have seen in this, whatever is there, hard work when people talks about. So this is there when we do hard labor. So until after seeing your effort, you will be getting those results. So Krishna is talking about those unsuccessful yogis, what they happen to their next life. And further also Krishna says, okay, I guess Ashwani Mataji, you have read now? Okay, Ravi Prabhu, can you read it? Sorry.
Yes,
Prabhu.
yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 42 shloka. Atha va yoginam eva kule bhavate dhimatam etadhi di durlabha taram loke jananam yada idrisam. Shall I read the purport, Prabhu?
Yeah, please, Prabhu.
Yeah. Or if unsuccessful after a long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely great in wisdom. Certainly such a birth is rare in this world. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So in this previous shloka, if you see, Krishna is talking about if somebody have done alpa means a small service also to Krishna. So those are known as this unsuccessful. So this what will happen in the next birth, it will be there. So Krishna further Arjuna asks also, what about those devotees who have been doing a long practice? What will be happening to those? So Krishna is saying, so this unsuccessful yogi, after a long practice of yoga, he will be taking birth in a family of transcendentalists. So that means who are surely doing great wisdom. So either you will be born in a family of a Brahmana, or either you will be form in a form you will be taking a birth in a family of a Vaishnava. So we might have seen a lot of child are there. It's a very child, or there 3 years or 4 years of childs are there who is able to play this mridanga and kartal, and they are able to recite Bhagavad Gita. I have seen there is one child also of 5 years of age is able to recite this Bhagavad Gita completely without anything. We need to learn, we need to recite, we need to practice, and then we are able to do. So Krishna is saying this unsuccessful yogis, because they have practiced it, because they will be taking birth in the family of devotees again. So this is a saying, Krishna is saying again you will be giving another chance to complete it. This kid example you can see, it's being given from the birth. So Srila Prabhupada and Krishna is saying this form of birth is there, which is person is getting. It's rare to take. It's very, very rare to take, because from the childhood only he is able to do his sadhana, he is able to continue his bhakti. And we should also understand, we shouldn't be beating our childrens, whether it's son or whether it's daughter. We shouldn't be, because the son or the daughter is a form of the God is there. We shouldn't be there, because these childrens are nothing but, these are known as the Vaikuntha children. They're directly coming from the Vaikuntha children to preach the glories of the Lord. So now you should be training your children from the right 5 years of your age also to do that bhakti. Because what happens, whatever is there, whether it's wealth, whether it is health, whether it's house, whether it is clothes, everything and anything will be living here only, will be going again. If you're taking a birth next birth also, again we need to start from ABCD. But this bhakti is eternal. If in this birth you have completed 5%, again from 6% it will start from the next birth. That's what Krishna is guaranteeing you. Until unless if you complete this 100%, you don't go back home, back to Godhead, we will keep on taking birth and birth again. So they have started so early. Sometimes when we see this early kids, we also feel like, okay, if I was also in their age, we should have also done. So that's what Krishna is saying. Okay, let's see. Okay. Swarnalatha Mataji have raised your hand. Mataji, you want to read it, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yoginam api sarvesam matkate nantar atmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo matah. And of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion.
Yes, thank you. So Krishna here it is saying, this is my opinion. So Krishna is saying, according to me. He's saying among all those yogis who are always thinking of me. So all we are different kind of yogis are there. Bhakti yogi, dhyana yogis, karma yogis. So Krishna is saying among all those yogis, all are thinking about me. So Krishna is saying among all the yogis, who is the best yogi? Different kinds of yogi. One with great faith always abide in me. He's always thinking of me, always rendering loving service to me. So not service, is saying always rendering loving service to me. So he's saying, we might have seen this example. So when a husband comes from back from office, wife says, I love you. And thank you, I love you so much. She says, I love you, I love you. And she continues saying, I love you, I love you. And then, yes, you will feel really nice that, yes, my wife is expressing her love out of that. But after sometimes that is not sufficient to when we say actually, when we say I love you, what happens? What would be nicer if you get a glass of water when your husband or any of your elder members or your son or whatever is there, once they are coming from anywhere, when we feed them, when we give it to them, just saying I love you is not sufficient. If you can get a glass of water or give some snacks, then you will be then. So you have to do some service with Krishna. Yes, and Krishna, I love you. It doesn't work like that. So with that also we say no, we don't say I love you. We must be engaged in loving devotional service. Then when we are chanting, actually when we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamant, Srimati Radharani and Krishna personally they are coming and dancing on our tongue. And then what happens when we chant Krishna name, when we cook for Krishna, whatever food we eat, we offer first to the Lord and then we take as a prasadam. Then you are saying, then you are the highest of all. Then your mind will be in control. So Krishna is saying he is the most intimately united with me. If you have the highest service, what can I? So many services you can do. You can show a lamp. Here it is say you can show a lamp to Krishna. Any work you do that can be done in Krishna service. How we can fix our mind. So I'll tell you one small story. I'll go back to one slide. Today's story revolves on Dhruva Maharaj. So this is there. Krishna talks about Dhyāna-yoga. So the best example of Dhyāna-yoga is Dhruva Maharaj. So maybe some devotees might already be knowing about this one. So it was what Krishna is saying, how we can be doing. So practically is there. So Dhruva Maharaj, you might have saying, so in our, why I'm saying this story is there. Sometimes we might have also says, uh, doctor says like you need to, if you're working in IT, you need to stand from your chair and walk for a certain time and again come. So we have seen, so Hiranyakashipu did for 60,000 years tapasya, and then he he got that boon from Lord Brahma. Maybe in some other day I'll be telling you Hiranyakashipu's story, but today we'll skip to Dhruva Maharaj. So Dhruva Maharaj, usually if you see, he did only 4 months of tapasya, and then he got the, you can say, who is he here?
Lord Krishna.
Yeah, so he get the, yes, Mataji. So he get the darshan of the Lord. So we can't stay for 4 minutes also in this posture. So usually he wants a kingdom greater than his grandfather. Who was the grandfather of Dhruva Maharaj? Can somebody say?
Uttanpad.
Uttanapad was his father. Who was his grandfather?
Manu.
Okay. Yes. So Manu was his, Uttanapad father was Swayambhanu Manu. And who is the Manu? Father is Lord Brahma. So Dhruva Maharaj is the granddaughter of son of Lord Brahma. So the story goes like Dhruva Maharaj father name was, as Mataji said very correctly, his father name was Uttanapad, and he was the grandson of great Swayambha Bhuma Manu, and he was the great grandson of Lord Brahma. Sorry, correction. He will be great grandson of Lord Brahma, because there are so many Manus are there, 14 Manus in one day of Brahma will be there. So his father Uttanapad has two wives. One wife name was Suniti and the other wife name was Suruchi. So each one of they was having one son. Sorry. So Dhruva is the son of Suniti. So what happened one day, this Dhruva Maharaj and the other son of Suruchi, both of them was sitting on the lap of Uttanapad, his father. So what happened? Suniti, what happened? Suruchi came and dragged Dhruva Maharaj from his lap. And he said, you cannot sit on your father lap, because in order to sit him, you need to worship Lord Vishnu to get this opportunity in your next Janma to sit in my husband lap. She was very envious. We might have seen nowadays also we are very is there. So anyway, coming back to the topic. So Suruchi, when she pulled him down from the lap of his father, only he said, only if you are my son, you have born from my womb, then only you can sit on his lap. Two state, he says. One, either you do something tapasya or something, and then you can. So what happened, he went and he asked her mother Suniti, my stepmom is saying like that. He's saying, yeah, what is there? You do tapasya of Lord Vishnu, then you will be getting. We sometimes tell our kids also, who is very small. So he's only 5 years old, this Dhruva Maharaj, and sometimes to console, then some mother also say, okay, if you do something like that, it will happen. And this little boy, he took this instruction very seriously. He went to that forest in search of Lord Vishnu. I searched there and he started living in the forest in search of Vishnu. What happened? As he was going from one places to another, Narad Muni came. And Lord Narad Muni, then he came and he's saying, oh Dhruva, what are you doing? Where are you going? Means he started so many questions. And this Dhruva Maharaj saying, oh dear Narad Muni, if you can tell me where it is Lord Vishnu or how to find Lord Vishnu, then I will stop. Otherwise, if you're disturbing me, and then means I won't be stopping. So Narad Muni said, there are tigers are there, snakes are there. If you might be killed, you're a very small kid. Go to your go to your I'll zoom it again. Yeah, go to your house and you can stay properly. Also, you can get this higher planet, means whatever is there. He narrated the entire story and then say, no, you can get a planet again. Nothing is there. If you go to your father again will make you sit it there. No, and then he say, if you can help me, then tell. So Narad Muni was testing him. Narad Muni was made him fear. He told him asked so many questions, and then after so many questions he asked, and then Narad Muni he tested Dhruva, and he said, "You don't want to say?" This Dhruva Maharaj said to Narad Muni, "Listen, my dear Narad Muni, if you don't want to tell me, it's okay, but please don't block my path. If you're not telling me, I myself will go and find there." And then he didn't realize, and then Narad Muni gave him the mantra. Narad Muni accepted him as a disciple and gave him the mantra. If you recite this Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, then you will be able to get this Lord mantra. So what happened? This Dhruva Maharaj, I'll be telling this story very shortly. So it was saying in the first month, he chanted this Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So in the first month, once in a 3 days, he used to eat only one fruit. In the second month, once in 6 days, he only started eating these dry leaves. So the third, once in a 9 days, third month, he only started taking only water. And in the last 4 months, once in 12 days, he started only breathing once. So what happened when he started breathing only once, he was able to control his breath also. So because he wanted a kingdom greater than his grandfather. So Duvar father is saying he wanted like that. And what happens with this all when this 4th month passed, during this last 4 month, he was able to see the form of Lord within his heart, within he was able to see, and he was facing the Lord within his mind. He was able to see the Lord face to face, and then slowly that form of the Lord disappeared. And then he was very like in difficulty where the Lord heaven, and as soon as he opened the eyes, he was able to see Lord Vishnu here. And how this Dhruva Maharaj woke up, this Lord Vishnu, it is saying, when the Lord appeared, he was very shocked. He didn't knew what needs to be done. So the Lord, when he touched his conch shell on the head of Dhruva Maharaj, then he then he came into his senses. It is said also when he was breathing heavily, the whole earth was trembling. The whole earth, as a whole, Lord and all, everything, even Srimati Lakshmi Devi, whole demigods went to Narad Muni and told what needs to be done. Dhruva Maharaj is practicing, because when he stopped breathing, the whole earth was not able to breathe. And then the Lord came because of his, in 4 months only, he came there. And he's saying that he got the darshan of the Lord. So he's saying it's not difficult with the Dhyāna-yoga also, because in 4 months only, Dhruva Maharaj was able to achieve the Lord. So once the Lord came, so this Dhruva Maharaj started neglecting and saying, "Oh Lord, I'm such a fool. Means for a piece of land or a piece of a kingdom, I started meditating on you." I say he kept on himself studying, like it's a saying, and then he was weeping. He was saying, "I'm such a fool." Is there? So Ashtana Yoga, if you see what Dhruva Maharaj have practiced, this is nothing but Ashtana Yoga. It's very, very difficult. It's very difficult. And then the Lord, it's a saying, this Dhruva Maharaj, this Dhruva Tara, which you see, the pole. That's that. The Lord, whatever desires is there, it's not there. If you do a bhakti, you won't be getting. Even when you're doing a bhakti, also you'll be getting. And that's that Dhruva Maharaj got this one. So coming back, so it's a saying only bhakti we should ask. No, we shouldn't be asking anything else, because whatever we will be asking, we'll be living here in this only material world. Only bhakti will be going also. So Prishni, this the form of this Lord is known as Prishni Gharma, Prishni Garbha of the Lord. Lord Chaturbuja form is known. So it's a saying, 5th month he completely stopped breathing also. I said till 4 months, 5th month he completely stopped. And then the 6th month, fully control he was there within the earth. Man, that the earth was going down and it was suffocating. So that's the story of this. So in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came in this Kali Yuga, it's a saying how we can control is there by the chanting of the holy name. So that's the reason I asked all the devotees, can we chant for some minutes or there? So let me quickly recap whatever we have discussed. Before we will chat, today we'll chant 54 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and we'll see only by chanting this Maha Mantra, it's like a meditative process. Your heart slowly you'll be able to control your senses also. So this quickly I'll recap. So this is that role is how we are doing advanced people should be Ashtanga yoga. So this is saying, if you are able to control your mind will be acting as a friend, or it will act as an enemy. So what is the best practice of Ashtanga yoga? The manner of sitting and how to meditate, which we have discussed. What is the necessity of controlling the mind? Is there, because it's very impractical and undurable. Solution to control the mind is there, given there. And this is Arjuna asks, what is the fate for unsuccessful yogis? So if you are doing for a short practice, they will go to heavenly planets and reborn in this rich pious families. If you are doing this advanced yogis, they will be taking a birth in the transcendentalists. So that's that beauty. And we'll be going to the topmost yogi. Who's the topmost yogi? Krishna in the 6.47 says even better than the yogi is a devotee who worship Krishna. So he'll say, who wants to read it? Okay, Shagun Mataji. Yes, Shagun
Yes.
Mataji, you can read it.
By chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra constantly, one can fix the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. Sa vahi manaha Krishna
Pada
para
Ravindaya.
Paravirandaya. Srimad Bhagavatam 9.4.18, and in the way of achieve the uh, Preference of yoga. Perfections of yoga.
Okay, today I'll show you how to chant on the beats. Today, maybe if is there after this class, I'll just have a quick announcement to make maybe, and then in 2 minutes I'll show you first how to chant, and then if you are having a beads, you can chant on your beads. If you don't have, you can take it from your local temple also, and otherwise you can. So Krishna is saying by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra constantly, one will be able to fix the mind on the lotus feet. When we fix our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna, it's saying Sa Va Manha. Mana means the mind in Krishna Padaravinda. When we keep our mind fixed on the lotus feet of Krishna, it's mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll be able to achieve the perfection of yoga. No need to do any activities. Just simply when you chant and focus on the lotus feet of Krishna, you will be able to achieve in this life only. You'll be able to go home, back to Godhead. So that's the beauty of chanting the holy name. So maybe yeah, where it went. So this is we have got some donation on last Saturday. A lot of devotees have got sponsors. So for all languages, we are giving this Bhagavad Gita in 300 rupees. That's including of shipment charge. So if anybody devotee who wants to sponsor or who wants to take their Bhagavad Gita or wants to donate to their family members, they can order it via this one. They can ping me or ping in the group also. So that's what I wanted to have one announcement, because this offer will be only for this week. As that money which have come from a sponsor, if they get vanishes, again the price will be going back to the normal, whichever was the 345, I guess the English was there. Okay, so this Saturday again we are having a special class, live coaching with Bhagavad Gita, how to dream big. Everyone is invited. Please, you can invite your family members also, how we can dream big and achieve those things. So this is the topic for the next Sunday, I feel 11th of November. And whoever is attending these classes, I'll request please continue joining, and at the end of 12 classes and 12 quizzes, if you attend, you will be eligible for this certificate. But I'll request please continue 18 days, because the knowledge which you are getting, it will be immense. So this is the address of ISKCON Seshadripuram, Bangalore. If you are come there in Bangalore, or anytime if you are visiting, please come to this Bangalore. Question answer maybe I'll be taking after this class, and if possible devotees can stay, and if it is late, you can go. But as I said, in order to control the mind, Krishna here it is saying how we can control is there only via chanting is there. I'll show you first how to chant today, and then from next class, today we'll chant 54 times, and if time permits, from day after tomorrow we'll chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahaman. So let me tell you, so this you are able to see this bead. So this bead is known as a Krishna bead. This is the top bead, it will be there, and around this it will be 108 beads will be there. So what happens, we on the first round we chant like this, we say a Pancha Tatra mantra, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Prabhu
Shri
Nityananda, Shri
Mataji. Will start.
Advaita Gadadhar.
We'll
Yes,
start in
Prabhu.
some time, Mataji. I'm just explaining
Okay, Prabhu. Okay,
how.
okay.
Maybe just a minute. I'll just open this one also. It will be easy for a video also. As you said, if somebody wants to stand, I'll share my sound also. Okay, where is that? Okay, I guess. Just hold on a second. This devotees. Okay, can somebody can confirm if you're able to see my screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So today we'll chant with Srila Prabhupada. Let me know once you're able to hear those.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu.
You're able to hear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. Coming back, as I was saying, no, it's why it's there. Okay. So I was saying, so this is the beat. This is the bead here. So once we start with this Pancha Tatraman, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vashati Gaura Bhakta Vinda. And then we start with one mala will be there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So slowly we'll count on one bit this complete mantra, and then we'll go. What will happen once you are coming to this? You will take a full circle, and then you will be coming to that last round. So suppose this is your last bid. Maybe I'll unshare once again. It will be a bigger. So I was saying this will be the last bid will be there, and this is the Krishna bid is there. So the last bid, we won't be again skipping this Krishna bid. So what we'll do is there, we will take this last bid, and we will rotate our hand. Whatever was last one was there, it will become a first bid. Then again we will say Panchatattva mantra, and then we'll again start continuing with this bigger bid. And then again, suppose once you reach here, it will be, once you do chanting, it will be there, you will be coming to this last bit of a smaller bit or whatever is there. Then again we will rotate it. It's saying that we won't be crossing that bit because it's a knowing is there. That's a Krishna bit is there. We shouldn't be, or any elder person or any books is there. We say now we don't like cross it through our feet. So that's the reason we say like that. Okay, I'll play this one. I'll again share, and I'll request if you are having beads, please you can chant on your beads, and if possible you can turn on your cameras also. Okay, we'll start. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivachari, Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hold on a second, there is some issues of the headphone. You are able to hear this mantra which is playing there?
Yes,
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 Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Okay, fine, then I'll play that.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhattacharya. We might have seen chanting 54 times of Hare Krishna Mahantra. It only took 2 or 3 minutes. So if you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra daily, one round minimum, you'll be seeing you'll be able to control your mind. So believe me, I've been doing from so many years, and I've seen so many senior devotees also. It works. If you take any other things, or like if you tell Coca-Cola, you won't be able to control. You will say what I'm saying. But when you take the holy name of the Lord, it's mentioned in the scripture. This is the only mantra which you don't need to do anything. By only chanting this holy name of the Lord, you'll be able to go back home, back to Godhead. So that's what I wanted to say, and I'll request all these devotees, please keep on chanting the holy name of the Lord. It hardly takes 5 to 10 minutes, and preferably do it in the morning, possible, and then you will be seeing the magic will work around. So once you bring Krishna in your heart, magic will start. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. If any questions are there, so the stage is open now.
Prabhuji, I want a link so that I can